difficulties.
I got my papers.
God, I hate this camera stuff. The lighting just sucks.
Look at those notes.
Yeah.
Welcome to Bourbon and Badges Podcast, Season 7, Episode 11 with Slow Ride, Rodinator, W Dog, and Hound Dog. We're trying to see how much caffeine Slow can handle. But I'll just stay with
the pre-podcast meeting, we're talking about different type of...
I
think
I'll
he's up
drink
to,
some bourbon and just see where it goes.
I think he's up to 400 ounces a day.
Ounces. You talking about bourbon or you talking about,
if he
you talking
falls
about
over
caffeine?
before we're done, you know why.
Yeah, 400 milligrams is a little bit much, we thought, folks. But hey, comment. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, just what the guy said.
It's
Slow
85 cups
disappears,
of
we-
coffee, you know.
Yeah, just
If
bring
Slow
her to speed.
disappears, call the medics.
We're talking about working out and going to the gym and stuff in the pre-podcast meeting and talking about the different types of caffeine, the amount of caffeine you should take.
Let's
prior
get it
to
straight right now. I wasn't talking about that shit at all.
Slower, I was
Slow
talking
said we
about
stopped it to work it out.
how can I make my heart to have palpitations? And I said take 400 milligrams of caffeine in one single setting of pre-workout.
And I did, and it was. I'm still buzzing from it, and that was
Still buzzing, yeah.
That was 2:00 today.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
There was one guy, this is kind of aside, that used to be on some form of social media platform, but he would drink his pre-workout and he'd take a shot of whiskey, then he'd go work out.
Good Lord. Yeah.
Well, I tell you that they suggest when you hike the Appalachian Trail to carry a little thing of whiskey with you. Take one shot at night to help you sleep.
For the feral people?
Yeah, for the feral people.
All right, man. Good deal. So, hey, up front, I'd like to apologize for my lighting, man. Look at this. I am just, it's all whacked.
And folks, comment on it, please.
Please tell us how his lighting is okay.
Didn't touch anything, didn't change anything. For some reason, my camera has two settings, and both settings are set to on right now. And it's got everything screwed up.
Slow's lighting issue is in his mind.
Slow is seeing lighting issues that aren't there.
Hey, I don't get many chances to look bright, okay? So I'm trying my best.
Very true.
Well,
Very
you
true.
said that. To our worldwide audience, please tell them it's okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, all right, fellas. So for once, folks, in a long time, since we
Very
all
long
split
time.
up and stuff, we're not in the same room. We're all drinking the same
Thing.
bourbon whiskey today, and it's called Benchmark Foolproof, and it's a 125 proof bourbon whiskey. So we're gonna all be able to taste it, sample it, talk about it, and rate it as
And
a
feel the
daily
burn.
drinker or not. Right.
Feel the burn.
Yep,
It's called foolproof because it came out of the barrel the same proof that it went into the barrel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it went in the barrel at 125, came out at 125.
I didn't know that. That's good information. And then we're going to go in and talk about several things, of course. We have some lovely folks to talk about. A couple things just to keep you guys interested. We got a kidnapping suspect arrested. They found some missing juveniles in her attic. You know, I keep my Christmas decorations up there. She keeps kids. There's a Utah nurse accused of murdering people, faking patients' terminal cancer in order to claim $1 million in insurance policies. So she's trying to make money off people's deaths. That's nice. Mm-hmm. New Jersey mom charged for allegedly forcing her child to wear a shock collar. Now, I'm going to have an opinion on this. And the comments look flow, and I don't give a shit. Rodinator's got some things to say about that. And then one of my favorites is somebody FA'd and FO'd, right? Fucked around and found out. Yep. Somebody tried to, he grabbed onto the wrong person, and that person now is dead because he grabbed onto a concealed carry person who wasn't wanting to be grabbed. So there we go. So we'll talk about
Stand your ground law.
Yeah. And, of course, if it was North Carolina, which I haven't read the article straight through yet, but wherever it was, doesn't matter. If somebody puts his hands on you and they're trying to pull you out of a car, pretty much anywhere you go, you'll be all right.
Yeah. We covered that, 2 episodes ago, maybe?
Yeah.
Stand your ground law.
I think we touched it a couple times.
Man, we are trendsetters, what we are.
We are. But anyway, we have something. We did a show, last show, which was episode 10. We had a Bigfoot friend on, Jerry, and towards the end of the broadcast, some of it cut out, probably 2-3 minutes, right, Slow?
Yeah, probably about that.
Yeah.
Cut out, and that was the part of the show where he was giving information on how to hear more about what he does, where you go watch his show, his Bigfoot investigations and stuff, which is really super interesting. And he was giving the information out, and apparently that didn't come over on the recordings that we do on a different platform. So Hound Dog is ready to go ahead and give that information out now on the front end.
Give it up.
So that people, anybody who regular listeners who missed that, here it is. Jerry Millwood's information on his Bigfoot investigations and so forth, his shows.
Yep. Well, you know, if we probably get our producer to add a link in the bio, but he probably don't know how to do that shit.
If we had a producer work,
Hey, easy. I got feelings, you know.
He could write it on a piece of paper and shake it.
And we're walking all over him.
He could shake a paper.
He'd shake a piece of paper at you. But anyway, on Jerry's
look
stuff.
at those notes. Look at that.
Oh, it's pretty.
That's good.
So it's J.R. Millwood at Kaiser Rebel on TikTok.
Kaiser, spell that for them if you don't mind.
CASAR Rebel, REBEL. That's J.R. Millwood at Kaiser Rebel on TikTok. And on YouTube, it's Rebels Dark Tales of Appalachia. So that's on YouTube channel. And now the TV one, the NCI, North Carolina Investigates show, is on Channel 12 TV network. Streaming services, Channel 12 is a subscription streaming service on Roku, Chromecast, Apple TV, Android TV, iPhone TV, Fire TV, and Google TV. So you can look up NCI show, that's North Carolina Investigates, on any of those platforms, those streaming platforms.
Yeah, good deal.
But give Jerry a shout out, and he'll, if you liked him on our podcast, man, he goes in deep into this stuff on TikTok and YouTube.
Yeah, he's got crazy information, and he's had great, not just experiences he hears and all this, and people report to him. He himself and his family have had run-ins that he talks about that are like, Jesus.
Yeah.
Like, shit.
And we kind of mentioned this before, but just being that it's Jerry, and he even mentioned his wife having experience too, knowing them and knowing their background and having worked beside them brings a lot more credit to it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A lot more credibility.
Oh, yeah. Cool. All right, so Jerry's covered. We got that one. Check that box. All right, so next, I guess, we got to get into this 125 proof bourbon whiskey. Woo!
And if we get time, I want to talk about this book that Slade wrote about the Hurricane Helene up here in the disaster.
You want to drop that in the beginning? You want to drop it at the end?
We'll do it somewhere if we get time.
Man, well, you're the producer. Just pop in whenever you want. You know, you're
especially considering what it's about.
Yeah. Shake the book at us.
I mean,
I did add to my notes while you were talking to, if you consider it or not.
Be nice to
Be nice to Slow.
Nice.
Slow has all the buttons.
There's a little glare in there, Slow.
Yeah, I tell you, the lighting sucks. Don't get me started.
All right, so who wants to start out on the benchmark? Whew,
Anybody got any good information on it?
Man, I got some information on it. Like I say, it's 125 proof. It went in the barrel at 125, came out at 125. So she's going to be hot.
So it's bottled at 125. Went in the barrel at 125 and it was bottled at 125.
Come down.
They didn't proof it down.
Yeah. And it's distilled, aged, and bottled by Buffalo Trace, right there on the label.
Wow. Yeah,
right.
I'm looking it over now.
Yeah, Benchmark is Buffalo Trace entry-level bourbon. But with that being said, the mash bill is 3 to 4 years old, and the mash bill is 75% corn, 15% malted barley, 10% rye. So it's actually a low rye. I never thought it has been a low rye.
Yeah, I think that's mash bill number 1 for Buffalo Trace.
It is mash bill number 1, and that same mash bill is shared with George T. Stagg, Eagle Rare, and E.H. Taylor. So it's right there at the big dogs, man.
Yeah.
But the mash bill doesn't have to do with the proof.
Correct.
No.
Is that correct?
Correct. The distilling is going to produce the proof.
It determines the proof.
Yes.
Right. So 125 bourbon whiskey can have the same mash bill as a 90 proof bourbon whiskey.
Exactly right.
Okay.
Exactly right. Yeah, I think the
I'm still
George
the
T.
rookie
Stagg
here,
is
so
90 proof.
I'm still learning.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Of course,
Go ahead.
And of course, all kinds of stuff goes into it. Eagle Rare's aged 10 years.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
how long it's aged, where the barrel is in the rick house, what floor, what side. I mean, it's just unbelievable the science that goes into it.
Do we know what this benchmark foolproof, how aged is it? Do we know?
3 to 4 years. And the reason it's called benchmark, and at the top of the label, it's got the McPhee brothers.
Yeah.
They were, back in 1773, they were surveyors.
MB. Yeah.
And when they do their surveying, they leave marks known as benchmarks, to show where their surveyor was. That's where the benchmark comes from as well. All named after them.
Well, I'll be damned.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Well, I'll note it does say benchmark extra strong.
It does say that. I saw it a while ago. Right on the very front of the bottle.
Drinker beware.
Does it say that on? Where's it say that?
Front of the bottle, very front of the bottle.
British bourbon, always on mark. Oh, extra. Oh, big as shit. Yeah, it's right in front of my face. Extra strong.
Maybe you should wear your glasses.
It says dumbass down there too. Yeah.
It was the glare from Slow's lighting.
Good gosh, look
lighting.
I'm totally washed out over here, man. It's terrible. Totally
That's for
washed
the
out.
ghost over there. Yeah.
Hound dog.
I've been getting my tan going on too, man. You just can't even see it.
Going.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, man. So what do y'all think about 125 proof whiskey?
Who wants to start?
Well, I've been trying to nose it. I get nothing but straight up alcohol.
Oh, dude, it burns. It singes the
It
nostrils.
singes the old nose hair.
Like Ron Burgundy. That smells like straight up gasoline.
Man, I'm getting like some light chocolate and vanilla though. Some chocolate notes.
Yeah, I don't. I get straight up alcohol.
It's like you're wiping alcohol to get a shot at the doctor. That's what it smells like.
Yeah, maybe a little butterscotch. I don't know.
I can kind of get the butterscotch a little towards the end, but it's a lot of alcohol.
Yeah, and then for our listening sides, we are actually nosing it right now. We haven't tried to taste it.
Yeah, it's like straight up.
But this is a great candidate for, they say the best flavor whiskey, 64 proof.
Ooh.
Now, with that being said, this would be a good mixer, I think, because you use little alcohol compared with your mixers.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a good candidate for distilled water if you want to put some water on top of it. Distilled water, because that way it's not going to influence the flavor any at all as far as any additives to the water.
You want to take it to your AA meeting.
I think it's a good whiskey to sit, listen to some music, and just get plastered because it won't take long at all.
I was
it's
talking
not
to
expensive.
I was talking to a
Not
guy
expensive.
came in at the ABC store the other day, and he was talking about he drinks nothing but high proof bourbons. And I said, man, I just don't really like high proof bourbons. It's just too strong for me. He said the best thing to do is pour it and let it sit in a glass for about 30 minutes before you start drinking it.
Really?
He said,
Who
if you
has
do
that willpower?
He said if you do that, it'll open it up and it'll make it a little bit more enjoyable experience. Which,
Really?
of course, I didn't do that. I'm not going to do that. But
I got a little side story to that. We're at a Renegade Pigs party, and one of our was he hanging around at that point, or he's already anyway?
Don't know
One of the
you're
guys
talking
Andy Band threw a party at his house, a big cookout.
yeah.
And we're drinking Monkey Shoulder, which is a Scotch. Well, I finished that, and I don't know who it was. One of you boys poured me some George T. Skaggs Jr. 132 proof. And I threw that thing back like it's throwing Scotch back, man. It locked me up on about 15 minutes. Good God. That was terrible.
132.
132 proof.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it's good. It's just it's hot.
Mm-hmm. I took a deep nose breath. Not like breathing. Man, it made my eyes water.
With my camera being washed out like it is tonight, but it won't show up. You can see the legs on that. And for the listening side, I'm holding up my glass to the camera. And we're talking about the legs is the oily residue that runs down the side of the glass back into the pool of the whiskey.
Yeah.
I think it's my wooden cup is smoldering smoke.
Well,
It's
now
so hot.
I deliberately done the Glencairn today because
Yeah,
I want to add. I got distilled water. I want to add some distilled water to it as well. Bring that proof down a little bit and show the difference. If it will show on my camera tonight, but show the difference in how the legs are actually manipulated by just a few drops of distilled water.
Man, my mouth is still burning.
Yeah, I did a tour of a bourbon factory type thing, and they were talking about adding water to every time you drink. You should add a couple drops of water to your bourbon.
And I've heard that too. But it's
Unleashes
not a
or
lot.
unloads
It's just
flavor.
supposed to like a few drops.
I
couple
just added
drops.
just 3 drops of distilled water.
They say you're supposed to do that with everyone.
Yeah, and it opens it up. What it does is it pushes a lot of the oily residue to the top, and it just gives you a whole new front end and back end flavor. I mean, it's,
You know, on my third sip, I just took. I'm
drunk.
I'll see y'all later. But I'm getting some flavor coming through on it, man. I'm getting like a caramel taste or caramel.
Or caramel, yeah.
Yeah, and
One thing I noticed with it, and I don't know if this, I'm like Rod saying, I'm kind of new to this thing, but when I drink it, I don't just immediately swallow it. I'm just gonna let it linger.
I just did that. And I
It
choked.
gets a little different kind of
What?
flavor to it.
now, Double D, I don't know if do you know about the Kentucky Chew? And what that is, of course, the 3 of us we talked about before, but you do a little sip, and then you put all every taste bud in your mouth, your tongue and stuff. It's called a Kentucky Chew, and that
you
way
got to make that noise too.
Yeah.
I just did.
He does it so well.
Hey,
I wouldn't want to.
One thing I don't like
What's
about
wrong?
the
Thought
benchmark is,
we're filming a porn for a minute.
yeah, normally, hey, normally you get this,
Oh
right?
boy!
Normally you get this here
Chicken breast.
from the cork, but this is a
Screw off. Yep.
That's
But
it.
you know what? It's not only this benchmark, but I'm looking at my bar over there, and it looks like the Weller foolproof.
yeah. All
has
the
a
Wellers
screw.
are screw-on tops, and
Well-
that just takes away from it, man. It's just
Well, the
To me.
Weller Special Reserve is, and the Weller Foolproof is. The Weller Antique 107 is a cork,
is really.
and a Weller 12-year is a cork. But the Foolproof, I think it's Foolproof, and the Green Label Special Reserve.
All right, do we want to rate this thing?
I got right quick. I got one thing. This was introduced in 2021. This benchmark foolproof, and since then it has won 92 different awards.
Wow.
Really?
Yes, 2020 since 2021.
Yeah, it was regular benchmark. Then it came out with a variety of all kind of stuff
There's like
with in the benchmark label.
5 different ones.
I like it. I could drink. I don't know if I'd make it a daily drinker just because it is so strong, but I like I like it. It's just I don't think I want to drink something that high proof.
Yeah,
all
she's a
the time.
little hot.
But I mean, it's good. I mean, the flavor is good.
So what's your rating? 1 to 10, 7 being a daily drinker.
I'd give it a 7. I mean, it's worth drinking daily. I just don't know if I want something that hot all the time.
Okay. Slow.
Yeah, I'd probably go. I'd probably do a 5 just because of the heat, the 125. I'd put this in. I'd mix it with something, bring that proof down, or pour a substantial amount of distilled water on it to get that proof down.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the only thing keep me from being a daily drinker is the proof.
Yep. What about you, Rod Nader?
Yeah, I feel the same way, but I'm going to give it a 7 just because it's good, but it's just hot. And I think if somebody likes a hot bourbon, this is a good one.
Yeah, and the
it's
price
really
point not bad. I think what was it, $27?
good. 29 and change in tax.
$29.95.
$29.95.
So that's
Now,
right.
What does it do, Dubby Dog over there in your end? Over in
It's about the same thing. It's like $30.
so yeah,
And
it's an affordable drink.
I'm going to give it a 5 as well, like Slow Ride did. The only reason it's not a daily drinker because the high proof, and I just don't like the high proof.
Yeah, I like about 90. 90 is good.
90 to maybe 100. I like that.
Maybe 124 and a half.
Yeah. But, all in all, this is a...
You what?
This is a 6 on the Bourbon and Badges drinking scale.
Oh,
Drinking scale.
on all 4 of us.
Yeah. All
The
4
average.
is
Not
a
a,
6.
not a daily drinker.
Not a daily drinker according to us.
Yeah, it's been a long time since the 4 of us actually sat down and drank the same bourbon. That's what I miss about the actual Gastonia. And Rod, you came to the actual studio a couple times, right?
Sure, I was a special
Yeah, it was
guest
nice that they
before
we
I
all
was
drank from the same bottle, sitting across the table from each other. That was the
just
that was good
laughing
time.
and shit. Oh yeah, it was great.
Oh yeah.
Well, that would be fun.
Because being in the same room with everybody was fun as shit.
Oh yeah, man.
Oh
This
yeah,
is-
it was.
All right, man. Let's get on with the show. We're 20 minutes into this thing. We got the bourbon covered.
All right, let's see what we got here. All right, why don't we start it off with? Starting to get a little sideways.
We
I'm
knew to get sideways.
laughing at a lady who's keeping her kids in the attic. So I mean, that's where I'm at, folks. Yeah, so let's talk about this Kentucky woman, guys. She's a beaut.
Speaking of bourbon,
Yeah, you probably need about 125 proof to. There she is.
Oh yeah, she's a
Yeah,
sweetheart.
lovely. She's all right. She has.
I hear
Not
she's
to
good.
jump
I
around,
hear
but
she's.
maybe
I hear
she
she's a
had-
good babysitter.
hey,
Yeah.
not to jump around, but maybe if she had the collar, she wouldn't have to put them in the attic.
True. Maybe she should get together with the lady who was arrested with the dog collar and they get together. All right. So anyway, so apparently this lady in Kentucky. Is that coming from the attic?
Yeah.
That's why I laid the police there.
Yeah, exactly.
Hell,
So this lady was arrested apparently in Kentucky. Scottsville resident Donna M. Spangler, 42, was arrested early in the morning hours on March 21st. She was charged with kidnapping, first-degree hindering prosecution, custodial interference, in addition to endangering the welfare of a minor and second-degree unlawful imprisonment. That's a whole list. But the bottom
That's a
line is
list.
basically she had kids locked in her attic, was what it's showing here. So they claim to, and that morning, a missing juvenile potentially located at the home of Spangler. Somebody called in. In fact, it was on a Facebook post. I'm sorry. Excuse me. It was on a Facebook post that there might be a kid there. So that's weird, too. Police responding over a Facebook post.
Huh.
Maybe they gathered more information or something. I don't know. But that, I don't know. Who's trolling Facebook?
No.
I don't know.
And
Unless they
who's
went
on
through-
Facebook saying, "Hey, don't tell nobody, but I got kids in the attic."
Yeah. Yeah. Or somebody,
I think-
maybe somebody went on the police department Facebook and posted something.
Yeah, I
Possible.
think somebody. It sounds like in a Facebook post, the police department explained. So I think that the police department explained on their Facebook page what had happened.
I got you.
That's what it sounds like to me. But
So
anyway,
it seems like it was they went to the house and conducted an investigation, and they found a missing juvenile, a single missing juvenile. She wasn't running a daycare up there in the attic. It was just a single juvenile
that's a good
in
thing.
the attic. of Spangler's
Just
home.
one.
Yeah, juvenile was taken to Warren County Juvenile Detention Center under a court order. Huh?
So what state is this? Do we know?
Kentucky.
Oh, you said that. That's all right. I need to catch up. I'm sorry.
Maybe she had too much foolproof.
Pay attention, Slow.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was. She's being held under $50,000 bond. That's interesting.
That's a light bond, I think, for that.
That's a light
I
bond,
agree.
number one, and they sent the kid to a detention center rather than to social services. That's interesting too.
That's different.
What
might
if the
be some more
runaway
to that.
hiding? She hidden. What was runaway?
Maybe it was-
She hid him in
maybe-
the attic.
Maybe the kid wasn't runaway. He was being looked for, and she just was like an accessory to hiding him. And but anyway,
Well,
so
what
he
kind of
went to
bond
the-
she got if she put him in the basement?
I don't know. That's she put him in the penthouse, so she probably got a lighter bond.
Yeah.
Nicer up there.
Had road
But
service.
it says it's investigation continues. It's very early. This is just happening, folks. So I don't have a follow up for that. But that's weird. They would take a kidnapped juvenile to a detention center.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Sound like he's a runaway,
Yeah, that's what it
Yeah.
sounds like.
listed as a missing person.
Yes.
Right, but a runaway, maybe a knucklehead, and they took him to
Yeah,
a
and she
detention
was
center.
hiding him out.
Yeah, that could be.
Now, was it a guy? Did
It
it
just
say-
says juvenile. Doesn't
Oh.
even say, does it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see it in there.
Yeah, neither.
And it
Okay.
doesn't. And to me too, it's not like. And they take him to a detention center. That means the juvenile was at least of age. You know what I'm saying? Like in his, old enough. It wasn't like a child, like a 4-year-old.
Yeah, like 14.
In the teens, probably.
So in his teens, probably, or
Probably so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever.
probably 14, 15.
So maybe it's not quite as serious as I first was looking at it. Maybe he actually went up there to hide from the police when they found out when the police were knocking on the door. Who the hell knows?
Or he could have just been a runaway juvenile and got hooked up with this nutcase, and she decided she's going to hide him up there because he's being a dick.
I'll hide you, honey.
Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, I've had a few of those. I know in my career, I don't know how many times we've had search places for kids and find them in the damnedest places. You guys have any stories like that?
We had one, and it was actually...
Some reason I knew Dobie would have one.
Do what?
Some reason I knew that Dobie would have one.
Have one.
Dobie's got one of them everything. Go ahead, Dobe. Let's hear it.
They go to one of these seance. I mean, not seance, but psychics.
Mm-hmm.
And to look for a missing kid at like 3 o'clock in the morning. And the lady gets there and says, I can't believe y'all bother me. Had the nerve to bother me at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Chad Bingham looked at her and says, I didn't know you did. I'm surprised you didn't know we were coming and already just waiting on us.
Oh, yeah, really?
She's a psychic.
True.
She didn't like that, did she?
That gives her credibility right there.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, the places where I used to find them most is in just under a bunch of clothes. You know how you go in these houses and people just have mounds of clothes?
Oh, yeah.
Mounds. And you don't want to touch them because you don't know if they're... But you still have like poking a broomstick in there and stuff.
Or the old nightstick.
You hit a body. Yeah, come on out of there. And all of a sudden, out of this mound of clothes, here comes a kid. You know.
Yeah.
Sometimes you find them hiding there. Usually, it's not kidnapping. No, usually it's like, usually the kids are runaway and someone's trying to hide them.
Or in the closet with all the clothes being shirts, and you see a pair of legs and shoes.
Yeah.
Wonder who that is.
What's
Hide
not
the closet.
right
Police never look there.
Exactly. So, but yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah. All right. Next, guys, we got the Utah nurse accused of murdering and faking patient's terminal cancer diagnosis to claim $1 million insurance policy. So apparently,
This crazy
she
woman.
was. Yeah, this sounds like we shouldn't really laugh at this one. A registered nurse was arrested and accused of aggravated murder after she allegedly convinced her patient that she had terminal cancer and injected her with a fatal dose of insulin.
Oh, wow.
In an attempt to collect the victim's 1.5. So it's a single victim, and the nurse convinced her she had cancer and gave her a dose of insulin overdose to collect the 1.5 million life insurance policy. How does that work unless the nurse is the beneficiary?
But before you take this medicine, it's gonna make you feel better. Sign this piece of paper right here.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't
So
have to read
was
it. Just sign it.
A home care nurse or...
From what I understand of reading the article, it was this is she convinced this lady she had terminal cancer over a period of 4 years. About 4, I think.
So it probably was a at-home nurse. She came in and took care of a couple days a week or something, you think?
Maybe, possibly, yeah. That's what it sounds like.
Surely
Yeah,
the lady went in the hospital for 4 years.
Yeah, the arrest stems from an August 12th, 2024 investigation where police were called to the home in Highland, Utah. So it was a home and found Terry unresponsive. That's the person who took the dose. The caller, Terry's uncle, reported that he had found his niece unconscious and struggling to breathe as if she was drowning, adding that she had a major health issue. Police found Sunwell inside the bedroom alone with Terry, Sunwell being the suspect, who claimed that she had been in that condition for a couple of hours. Sunwell then told the police that the victim, who was alleged to have had terminal cancer for the past 4 to 5 years, had signed a do not resuscitate order, how convenient,
Yeah.
and do not want to go to the hospital. So she signed a DNR, do not resuscitate, and didn't want to go to the hospital. So
But
basically, the lady could give it a dose and watch her die legally, so to speak.
on down in the article, I hate to cut you off, but on down in the article, there was never no record of any DNR signed.
Oh, really?
Yes, and it says
That's what she just told.
Yeah, she told him it was. Then it said on down here, it says while Terry was being treated in the ICU, the outlet reported that her sister informed doctors that Terry had terminal cancer for the last 4 to 5 years. And it says Terry's primary care physician told the family that she never had cancer, and an autopsy would confirm the doctor's findings.
That's true. That's right. It says here the doctor performed the autopsy and found she did not have any cancer.
Yep.
So it was all a scam.
Oh,
And Al goes on to say that she had that more than 28,000 texts between the two women show that Sunwell detailed different ways she could kill herself if she was. Terry, over the course of 4 years, even allegedly offering to help her die, discussing how Terry's death would solve her money problems.
So I guess this is also kind of touching on
fraud.
assisted suicide too.
Yeah,
Assisted
it's
suicide.
suicide. Yeah. No, that's just plain out murder. That's not
Oh, that's
correct.
true.
That's
Dr. Kevorkian.
Yeah, that's that's suicide. That's plain old murder.
Yeah.
She said she didn't have cancer. She convinced her she did, and convinced her to give her money, and then they said her blood sugar was under 40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they left. She leaves the diet. The medics found the diabetic needle on the table in the room.
Yeah.
And then following her death, apparently the suspect allegedly deleted 900 text messages from her phone and conducted a search for her life insurance policy. According to investigators, someone believes she was the beneficiary of the rumored $1.5 million insurance policy held by Terry. She was arrested, booked in the Utah County Jail, including first-degree aggravated murder and third-degree obstruction of justice, and is being held without bail.
So $1.5 million life insurance, that's pretty high premium. She has a at-home nurse, so this lady's probably well off.
Probably.
Well, I think she was 38 years old. So
38 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was young.
Yeah, I was picturing some old lady, man.
That's a victim, 38 years old.
Yep, that's true.
I really got to start reading this stuff y'all send out.
Probably
If
should.
Lightning was better, you probably could.
Or if you
Yeah.
or if you smacked your papers around a little bit more, you probably could too.
I'm afraid to mess the lighting up anymore.
You could shake the thing out of the papers and read it, yeah.
Yeah, I tell you, I added 3 more drops, total 6 drops to this benchmark, and it opened up. It smells 100% leather.
Leather?
On the nose now, it's just solid leather.
So you've been licking the saddle again.
6
you go,
drops
saddle.
of sniffing the saddle.
He's always got to go towards the saddle.
Yep.
6 drops of distilled
Always
water,
surprise
open that thing
mercy.
right up.
Is it on Shootout Mountain or Brokeback Mountain? I don't know which one it is.
You think he's a fucking cowboy by the way he talks.
Or at least know a cowboy.
Exactly.
Why does none of that surprise us?
I don't know. Let me get a drink here. Dude.
Yeah, that opened right up, made it a little more sweeter.
I said I need one now.
Whew. Mine's still hot, boys. I'm just letting you know.
Oh, yeah, it burns all the way down.
It
I'm
does.
starting to get kind of used to it.
Okay, here's a fun one. Here's the one Rodney is probably going to piss some people off with. But a New Jersey mother charged for allegedly forcing young child to wear a dog shock collar. Now let's hold all our opinions till we hear what the little devil did, because there could be some justification.
Yeah.
Maybe he kept trying to run away.
Yeah. She looks a little upset, like maybe she's been having problems with the kid.
Maybe
See on the
he was-
picture of
She got
some
crazy eyes for sure.
crazy eye girl.
She's got those dark circles all the way around them. You know?
Maybe he was trying to hide in the attic.
I don't know. Okay. So, New Jersey mother was arrested. She forced her child to wear a dog shock collar, leaving marks on the child's neck. Because you know that the collars have those little prongs on them.
Yeah.
And they shock the shit out of you. Kimberly Cruz Felencino, 30, was charged with 2 counts of endangering the welfare of a child, 2 counts aggravated assault, 1 count witness tampering, and threat of force, and 1 count of hindering. According to the news release. The abuse was uncovered on March 17th when the child arrived at the elementary school with visible marks on the body, which were later to be determined to be caused by a dog shock collar. That's like when girls would have hickeys on their necks. They try to cover them up, and if they didn't see the hickeys, maybe you should have put a little makeup on them bad boys.
That's
covered
right.
them up.
So old boy probably happy to go to school.
Yeah. Prosecutor's Office Special Victims Unit and Cape May City Police Department launched a joint investigation, and the lady was arrested the following day. Investigators learned that Cruz also threatened the child with more violence if the abuse was reported. So she used a dog collar, and then she said, if you say anything, I'm going to whoop your ass even worse with maybe something, I don't know.
She gonna cut up the
Shock
Where's she going to install invisible fencing around the yard next?
Exactly.
Yeah, really.
Or the
those
little
things-
circle,
those
little
things
circle
are
in
Keep
the
your little
house.
ass in the yard, boy.
The kid can't get out of a little circle in the house.
Yeah, those things are effective up to like 2 miles, 2.5 miles.
Yeah.
I guess
so the
it's not really funny.
Yeah, it isn't.
It might be this 125 proof making us laugh.
Yeah, a little bit, probably.
Our
Shock
warped
co-
sense of humor after 30 years.
Yeah, shock collars can deliver electrical charges as high as 100 volts. So, and if it's on your neck, it's pretty tender skin there.
Yeah.
The victim told the officers the collar was kept in the bedroom with items belonging to the family's dead dog. Oh God, they put the dead dog's shock collar. That's so creepy.
It's recycling.
Yeah, and that the collar was charged regularly after the animal's death, according to the court. She admitted to the abuse, the suspect, and told police she had her mother 59-year-old Sonia Feliciano disposed of the collar, according to the outlet. She told police she had her mother. Yeah, she told that she had that thing thrown away, but it wasn't. Victim's grandmother is also facing charges hindering and tampering prosecution and evidence tampering. The case highlights the ongoing dedication of blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so child abuse and blah, blah. Okay, guys, so let's talk about this for a second. So I'm just saying, okay? Listen. All
right, here we go. YouTube jail again.
I'm not gonna say anything bad. I'm just thinking, like, so if you have one of these kids, right? First of all, if you put it on a dog and it's not abuse, right? That's a dog shock collar, right?
Yeah.
It's to train the dog. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Does that mean it should be okay if you? I don't know. I'm just asking. Now the kids, I don't know what it really didn't describe the child, and you know, you never know what a person's going through in the house with particular children. Now again, some children have issues, mental issues and stuff, and they can't help themselves. But I don't know. Is a dog shock collar a bad thing? Is that worse than me taking a belt to the kid's ass like I used to get? Is it a good slap in the mug? What's acceptable these days? I mean, I know a dog shock collar is for a dog, but
I think the shock collar would be fall under cruel and unusual punishment
for
a child.
For what age range? All the way up?
I mean, I'm not going to put it on, my 38-year-old daughter or nothing, but I could. It shouldn't be done.
She might put it on her dad.
Yeah, she might put it on me.
Right.
But it's not something that needs to be done. If you're going to discipline a kid, get out the old driver, as my dad used to call it, his belt, the driver. Go there, drive some sense into you.
You had the belt too. I did too.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying though. But some people would say, taking a belt to your kid's ass is a cruel and unusual punishment.
Well, in North Carolina, as long as you don't draw blood or bruise, you can beat your kid.
Oh,
you can
discipline.
Beat your kid.
Discipline.
That's 1B. Yeah, let's
discipline.
1977.
You're trying to get us in jail. Okay? We don't condone beating kids on the show. Blah, blah. Yeah, I just think that's funny because if one of those kids that make a lot of noise, every time they make a noise, the collar would shock them, and that would really shut them the fuck up real quick. 100 volts to the neck. And it's leaving.
I told you
marks,
not to ask for water anymore.
Yeah, and it's leaving marks, so the kid. The kid
back in the attic.
He was testing the boundaries of that collar because it left a few marks.
Yeah,
get back in the attic.
Yeah, no, I know a dog collar's not good for kids, guys. I'm just being funny. Yeah, but the belt, I'll tell you what, the belt worked. I don't know if
the driver
were good today.
That's what it was.
I never had a belt.
Oof.
Oh man,
mine was a switch.
I had both. I had to go cut my own switch or had a belt.
Cut your own damn switch.
Yep.
Yeah, there's no switches in.
Well, see, I never got anything because I was a good kid.
You were an Eagle Scout. I forgot.
I am an Eagle Scout.
I know.
I've lost faith in this place.
I'm a hound dog. My grandma used to babysit. Her name was Roberta. We called her Grandbert. Yeah, and she'd make you go get a switch, and you better not come back some little bitty old tiny thing either.
I did that one time. Oh God.
Oh yeah, I think we all got the switch. Did.
Well, I got a second one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If it's a second one long enough, don't make me go get one myself.
My days
boy,
I better not have to get a third one.
You sat there just long enough to try to figure out, okay, that one's too big, that one's too little, or this one just...
Wow. That's kind of cruel and unusual punishment. It's your own mental...
I got it twice because once my dad got home, I'd get another one.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The worst one I ever got is because I laughed at my mama, told her it didn't hurt anymore. So wait till your daddy gets home. I got my ass tore up.
Well, what about in school? Did you ever get a paddling in school?
Well, yep.
Yeah,
I did. Junior high.
Plexiglass one with holes drilled in it.
Yeah.
So I went to Catholic school till the 4th grade, and the nuns are nuts. They're crazy.
Well, I'll tell you now. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
The hair over my ears would get a little bit on my ears, and I had a nun chasing me around the desk with a scissor, wanting to trim the hair over my ears.
Oh,
true story. And I had the ruler on the knuckles. Shit. When I was younger, I hated this. It was okay. So they bust me across town, go to a Catholic school in not my neighborhood. I was mostly with black kids, and me, and so I had a lot of issues with fights and stuff because I was a white kid named Gerard in school, and they just
long
made
hair.
fun of my name and stuff. Yeah, it's just whatever. Green pants with the tan shirt with the plaid looking like a picnic tablecloth. You know what I'm saying? Tie. You know what I'm saying? Green.
Yeah.
Just ugly.
Yeah, really
The
thick
out-
glasses too, did you?
No, I didn't wear glasses. The school hours were different than my elementary school, my friends. So I would get on the bus different time, get off the bus a different time. I have to go to school with a tie and all that stuff. So by the time fourth grade came, I was getting in too much trouble, and they said he's going to have to stay after school. My mom said, I'm not driving into that neighborhood to go get him after school, so he's not staying after school. They said he is. She pulled me out of school, and that's how I got myself into elementary school.
Oh wow.
So
I kicked out of Catholic school. Yeah. And my
So
sisters owed me
7th
big
through
time.
12th, I was in a private school.
Okay.
And we got a paddler, and it was like a little plexiglass this long. And it had holes in it. And when it hit you, just let it wait for a second. You'd wait for like a minute before you got your second lick. Let it soak in. Oh my, I went home with whelps that day.
Well, I'll tell you, the last time I got switched, it was because I was hiding in the attic when a dog calling.
We're not talking about what you did last night, Flo.
Yeah.
That's why
And
it's
you were
lighted
hitting
on.
yourself?
Yeah. But that was terrible. That's school. School can really make or break you guys, because I'll tell you
Oh,
what,
yeah.
your parents try to do the right thing for you. They try to do the right thing, send me to school with religion, and because Catholic school was. I mean, back in the day, did you guys say the Pledge of Allegiance every morning like I did?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Elementary
Yeah.
school.
Yep.
Wasn't that great? Wasn't that great? And we said a prayer in school. So as a parent, I'm all for that kind of stuff. But I tell you what, it was terrible, man. It was a horrible thing for me because I wasn't with any of my friends. And to me, see, New York.
Kind of like his show.
Yeah. So New York. After I got out of that school, I rode my bike to school till high school. That's how we went to neighborhood schools.
Mm-hmm.
My school was 4 blocks away. I'd ride
That's
a bike.
where
with
my
friends to
elementary
school.
school was.
Yeah, and what's wrong with that? I think that I don't mean to segue into something like this, but what's wrong with that? Going to school with your friends and your peers who you know, who you go home and play with. You go to school, you learn, blah, blah, you play sports with them, you get real tight. I
Yeah.
think it's good rather than getting bussed all over the place, So I mean, I thought that was great. Once I got out and I was going to my neighborhood schools as opposed to like Charlotte. When I was copping, and people like live on this side of town and they getting bussed over this side of town, so the racial balance is right and all this shit. It's such nonsense. As long as all the schools are kept up correctly, and the money is
Right.
even in all the schools and all this stuff, it should be neighborhood school. That's just my opinion. And
Yeah.
I mean, I just think that just.
Well,
did
see,
you
that's
guys
the
have
way
neighborhood
my-
schools, or did you guys get bussed around?
See, my elementary school was like that. And then I was supposed to go to a middle school, and that's when I went to private school because I was going to be bused from one side of town to the other. But my elementary school was that way. And the thing about it was, my parents weren't home when I get out of school. But I passed my aunt's house, my uncle's house, my grandparents' house, my friend's mother's house. So when you walked home, because I went to, you probably know where this is, Rob, Thomasburg Elementary.
Yeah, yeah.
So I went from there to like 3 blocks away. I was in 5th grade, but everybody watched us go home. There was somebody there. And then when I was getting ready to go to middle school, I was going to be bused from right off of Saratoga, which kind of know where that's at.
I know exactly. I know exactly what that is.
All because I lived on Browns Avenue. I was busted all the way over there, Northwest Middle, over off of West Boulevard. So that's when my parents said, "No, you're going to go here."
Right. What about
So
you
that's
guys?
the same kind of concept.
Yeah. Did you guys have neighborhood schools?
Yeah, elementary school. I walked to school and back.
Okay, so 1 through 6 grades up to 6th
Yeah, I
grade?
think so. Yeah, and Double D, you're showing your age. Back when I went to middle school, it was called junior high.
Yeah, that was the junior
Same
high
here.
for me too. I just referred to it middle.
True. What was
So
your
we were
junior high?
6th,
Was it
7th, and 8th.
7th and 8th grade or
9th.
6th, 7th, and 8th?
7th, 8th, 7th, 8th,
7th, 8th, and 9th.
9th.
6th. Yeah, 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Oh, mine was just 7th and 8th.
Yeah.
High
Yeah,
school
mine
was
was
9
7th.
through 12.
Yep.
Okay.
Mine was 7th and 8th, and then 9th through 12th. Because
Yeah, New York
I
was
got
9
finished
through 12
elementary
was high
6th,
school.
and then was supposed to go to another school.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and in my elementary school, I got transferred to elementary school that's closer to my grandmother, so she could pick me up every day from school and go to her house. But I was supposed to go to a low-income school where I lived in my neighborhood, but I didn't go there because got transferred. But the junior high, I went to a low-income high school. Junior high school. Then they went to regular high school.
So you're supposed to go to low. What'd you say it was?
Low, call it low income.
Yeah, low income school. But you couldn't afford to go.
Yeah, because couldn't afford it. No, we're poor.
Yeah, I just think those neighborhood schools do a lot. I think when you start busting kids around and forcing them to interact, and you think you're doing the right thing, but
Well, now our elementary school, walked, but we had a good mix of all kind of people.
yeah, my elementary school was 99% white, and that was my neighborhood. And then the neighborhood 2 over was 99% black, and that was fine too. I don't understand what's wrong with that. It's. I live 3 doors down from my best friend. I live 2 doors down from another best friend. I live 4 blocks down from my other best friend.
Oh yeah.
We're all, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's kind of going back to what I was saying. When I'd walk home, there was somebody we knew.
Yeah. Yeah, same with us, because like I just told you, walk by Steve's house, Robbie's house, Danny's house, Bobby's house.
Yeah.
You're always hitting somebody's house. And people looked out for each other. It was neighborhoods. Everybody know what kids.
Well, made hard on the old ice cream truck to pick you up, huh? Knowing everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Those bastards.
Ding, ding,
I couldn't
ding,
get
ding,
you.
ding, ding.
Come here, I got some candy. All right, moving on. This is my.
Get in the back, little boy, so I can. Is that 125 proof talking?
Yes,
You
it
do that
is.
too well.
Yeah, that voice of yours too. Perfect.
Like you've been practicing up there on Shootout Mountain.
Yeah.
All right, I got a good story. It's my feel-good story of the night. I thought the dog collar was, but it's not. I'm kidding, okay? This is the one. Alleged assaulter dead after unknowingly targeting armed citizen. So, good title, guys. You know what happened here. Apparently, there was a guy in South Carolina in Hardyville. That's actually a place. Not Hardee's. Hardyville.
Yeah.
Died Monday night after unknowingly targeting an armed citizen and getting shot. It says this guy apparently, it tells a story at 9:30 Monday night. Hardyville police responded to a report of a male subject attempting to remove a victim out of their car at gunpoint. Witnesses told police the direction they watched the alleged assaulter travel on foot thereafter, and gunshots soon rang out. Police found 2 men, one of which who had been shot died at the scene. The investigation says this, and the wording's important. Initial investigation information caused detectives to suspect the deceased subject in this case was actively involved in attempted armed assaults with an S on potential victims with an S when he encountered an armed citizen who protected himself. So this guy apparently was going around trying to pull people out of their vehicles and maybe tried a couple times, was unsuccessful, but then
Carjack somebody.
yeah, or whatever, right? Yeah, just trying to get somebody out of a vehicle, and he came across a guy who was armed and Swiss cheese. Yep.
FAFO.
So he was
Yeah, stand your ground law. We talked about that 2 podcasts ago.
he was suspected multiple offender, meaning they've had several reports of him trying to do this to several people.
I noticed you're
over the
using
course of that evening.
past tense.
Yes, he's now no longer doing that anymore. But and this was South Carolina, so I'm pretty sure our shooter is going to be fine. South Carolina being a very friendly gun state. So see this a lot, guys. Sometimes people, they just assume like these people in these road rage incidents or, they're getting out of cars and they're approaching people in cars. And guys, we know from 120 years of law enforcement, I don't even like when we did traffic stops. You had to be careful approaching people's cars.
Completely unknown.
As a police officer, armed with a, but to get out of your car and just go up to a car and try to pull people out of it, like, are you kidding me? On this day, I would never do that. You never know.
Oh yeah, but today's generation doesn't see it that way. They're bombarded with all these kill me games, and without they're sitting in the basement playing those. There's no repercussions for it.
Yeah.
It's what I want, and I want it now for me. And if I don't get in my way,
Oh yeah, and shouldn't have. They feel like they shouldn't have any repercussions for their actions.
Yeah.
I agree.
This guy got some repercussions. This guy got some repercussions.
one thing is
He pulled the wrong door open.
He won't do it again.
No, he won't do it again.
And I read an article somewhere. I meant to send it to y'all, but I forgot. But there's somewhere, and I can't remember where it was, but there was a juvenile at home, and he shot and killed and smoked the intruder.
I saw that article. I didn't pull that one up, but it was a kid, and apparently, the one I saw, a home intruder entered his house. Mm-hmm. He shot and killed him, and as the guy is laying on the ground, the guy started like coughing and crying, and the kid made fun of him. Look at you now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Look at
Teaching him right.
Yeah, this kid was 12. He goes, yeah,
Yep,
yeah,
that's
cry
what
all
I-
you
that's
want.
what I was talking about.
Yeah, that's what happens. Yeah. But, so yeah, this guy pulled the wrong guy out, and he got laid out, so I'm all for it. And I had another little comment on the constitutional carry. North Carolina just passed, or in the process of passing, the concealed carry.
Yes, that's all.
No
that.
permit concealed carry, which has a really good chance of getting through. I believe we don't have the supermajority anymore in the House and the Senate in North Carolina, but we're only off by one. So if one Democrat agrees, I think it could pass. But anyway,
Yeah.
And there's a lot of Democrats that are pro-gun.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're not. I'm just saying if they vote in block like they usually do, they just block shit because they're Democrats and they're dicks. But my point is, today we don't know how many people out there are carrying a gun right now concealed, with
Right.
the
Oh,
law
absolutely.
being
Oh, yeah.
against concealed. And even people with concealed carry, half of them can't shoot worth of shit probably. So I go back and forth with we need more. I don't know what we do. Who's going to teach who to shoot? Who's the authority on this? If you have somebody good, what if a kid starts carrying a gun? His dad teaches him how to shoot, and his dad don't know a lick of shit about shooting a gun.
And here's the deal:
really,
trained police officers in an officer-involved shooting, their percentage goes down 60%.
Sure.
Their accuracy goes down 60%.
Absolutely. Nervousness, sweat, heart
Adrenaline.
rate, adrenaline, everything. And the first thing you do, the first few shots, skip off the fucking ground because you're jerking that trigger and it's going boom, boom until you level out. Because you're nervous if you have to pull the trigger. Mm-hmm. And I shot hundreds on the range at night, and I shot 99 and above during the day. And if I got into a shooting tomorrow, odds are I'd shoot 40%, 30, 40%. I'd hit 3 out of 10.
And
4 out of 10.
that's a trained professional.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm
We've
like
done
you,
it for
man.
a very long
I appreciate
time.
that, trained professional.
That
I
guy.
was looking at Hound Dog when I said that.
You were looking right at me, motherfucker. All right, like you told me earlier, you're looking right at
Hey,
me.
it's two things. One is, people would always ask, when we first started getting concealed carry, how do you feel about that as a law enforcement officer? I said, no big deal to us. We treat everybody like they got a gun anyway.
Exactly.
Correct. You have to.
100%. Yep.
You don't
Well,
have
yeah,
a
I'm
choice.
not for constitutional carry because just like Rodnator said, there's, you need some accountability, you need some training, you need to, know how to handle that gun safely and know when you can and cannot shoot someone.
Right.
But again, I'm pushing back on you, Slow. I think I'm for it. I think I'm for anybody. If you want to carry a gun, carry a gun. You want to fuck around, you find out. Get the proper training. If you don't, then you pull the trigger, you kill somebody, you go to prison. I mean, I don't know.
Only law-abiding citizens will do the get the proper training.
Right, and
The
only
thugs
law-abiding
and-
citizens.
The thugs
right.
and pieces of shit won't.
And they're already
It goes
carrying,
back to
and
this
the
whole-
thugs and pieces of shit are already carrying the guns.
Yeah.
Hound Dog, right?
Yep, they are.
So,
Yep.
look at this
I mean,
shit.
how many guns have you pulled off of people who
Call
who
me
were
again.
convicted felons in the first place?
Dang, man.
It's called
No, you're exactly right. You're exactly right. So I don't mean to bring that back up, but I thought about it the other day. I'm like, what do I care who's carrying it? Like my neighbor tomorrow could be carrying a gun like that and have no training. Okay, what's it to me? She's not going to pull it on kill. Like I don't know. I just more laws, more rules. Who's going to teach who? Who determines the proper training? So if I take one class, everybody's happy. I'm good. Or do you have to take a class every year? Do you have to renew something every year? Do you have to get
Well, that's
where
You
does
have
it
to
end?
requalify.
That's
Yeah,
like
where does it end?
that's like the way the concealed carry is now for HR 218. You have to go through that shit every damn year. It's just like you're still working, at the police department. Qualifying.
My concealed carry license is good for a bunch of.
Yeah,
you're
no,
talking
no.
about with the department. You're talking about,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, he's talking carrying,
Yeah.
under the statute of retired law
HR.
enforcement.
Yeah, HR
I
218.
think my CCW is good through 2028, so
Oh,
I
yeah.
got to do shit for like 4 years. So I don't have to pick up a gun, and I'm able to carry it 3 years from now, and I never shot it. See what I'm saying? So where's the rules? Like I know you say you want people to have more training. It always sounds really good, and people need training. How much? How long is
Yeah,
it?
and-
It's a depreciating skill.
I was going to
So
say
if
that
you
very
don't keep
thing.
doing
I was
it-
going to say that very thing.
Very much so.
Yeah.
So anyway.
So you're right.
Anyway, hey, we're pushing at 54, and I know Slow has something to talk about a book he's
Oh, yeah, man. I about forgot about that.
So, you want to get into that real quick? You got about 6
Yeah,
minutes.
the community center up here where I volunteer at the weight room. True story.
You bring towels out?
You're the janitor?
Yeah.
You still have your gloves.
Where's your rubber gloves at?
But anyway, the community center had a book signing day. They had like some food and stuff and had us lay up there signing books. And Linda H. Smith wrote a book. It's called The Day the Mountains Cried. It's about her experience through Hurricane Helene and the aftermath.
Oh.
Well, and I read it's easy to read, so of course that's the only way I could read it. But it's funny because it's everybody's story. Some people a little worse, some people not as bad.
Mm-hmm.
But it's funny. She talks about being displaced, and they put her in Motel 6 in Gastonia.
Oh Lord,
So I don't know if that's a plus or a minus, but
That's definitely a minus. Definitely a minus.
She's
I hope she
there.
had her
Leave the
concealed
light
carry.
on. That's about it.
Yeah, so she couldn't stay in her home. Her home was damaged that badly. And it says here FEMA contacted her, said, we need to see you first thing in the morning. She says, I'm in Gastonia, and I can't get back in there. Seriously. It was, went to pick my daughter up in Hickory, and it was almost a 3-hour drive just to go from here to Hickory, which is normally an hour and 10 minutes.
So FEMA called her and wanted her to come back to where she used to live?
Yes,
in the mountains?
to fill out the paperwork. It said and the only way that you can fill out the paperwork is if you bring proper identification, driver license, social security number, things of that nature. And it goes in, she explains exactly right. What about these people is totally displaced? Their house is completely gone.
All that shit's gone.
Yeah, all their information is gone. This hit middle of the night. These people are seriously climbing out the second-story windows, jumping onto trees and the mountains, and running up the mountains just to save their lives.
Right.
So FEMA's totally useless. It's bankrupt, and what everybody got. If you applied and was approved, you got $750 to cover the loss of your house.
Wow.
But another thing I found was interesting, and if we want to take the time to talk about Motel 6, we can do that as well. But here's some stats. This is her stats. I don't know how she verified these stats, but over 2,000 landslides, and we're still having the landslides now. Every time it rains, we have a new landslide because all the trees are gone. 6,000 plus miles of roads damaged, 1,000 plus bridges and culverts impacted, 126,000 houses affected or destroyed. 126,000.
Damn.
400 roads closed, and there are a lot of them still closed now. It's terrible, and you can't go nowhere. At an hour right now, you had an hour to wherever you go because of all the dump trucks. And thank God they're here. God bless them. But just all the construction, you just have to add an hour to your travels. 1.5 million power outages, $56 billion in damages. On 160 water sewer systems damaged. Now, that doesn't reflect just individual homes. That like Bakersville, city of Bakersville, city of Spruce Pine, and everybody inside the city. I guess that's counting that as one because their whole sewer system, water system was gone.
Wow.
Yeah, just total it's the amount of damage and stuff. But if you're interested in this, you can find this on Amazon. It's The Day the Mountains Cried.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, easy to read. Cool. It's pretty thin. Ladies are super nice, and she's signing the books, and half the proceeds was going to the disaster relief that day.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. But I thought it was interesting some of the stories she shared, and was talking about the stats and things. And bless her heart, they're putting her in Gastonia.
Yeah, Motel 6 in Gastonia, or sleeping out in the woods with the bears.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I would take my chance with the bears.
Yeah,
I would too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about this. I know we
close. Drug addicts.
Well, we actually worked as a homicide there. Dobie and our team was working. Was you working, Hound Dog, or?
Yeah, I was working. I was on your team.
Oh, okay. Yes, our shift was working, and a guy last name of Gaston was a sheriff in Mississippi. Was going to we talked about this one before on the podcast, but he's going to National Guard, and he thought it'd be cool to stay in Gaston County, which Gastonia's in, because his last name was Gaston. Stayed at Motel 6, walks up to the Wendy's. On the way back, he gets robbed and shot and killed.
Yeah, I remember that.
He was a policeman?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was a deputy in Mississippi.
Was he armed, or did he not go?
I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
Lord.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was and Dobie Dog and Dobie Dog's dog tracked right to the motel room.
Yep.
It's really
You got
cool.
the suspects?
Well,
Yeah,
we
got
got to the room, and there's a backstory behind that. But when we got to the room, there was a group in there basically having a party, and the girl in there says, "Yeah, my brother just came around here earlier, and I think he said he shot somebody, and he left like 15 minutes before we got there. But somebody didn't talk to a witness that saw him run, and then when they talked to the witness." That's when we started our track started. Like, that was what was kind of impressive. The dog tracked. It was about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour after the actual shooting.
And this is all pavement.
all
You know, it's
pavement.
just, this is not like
From one hotel to another.
it's not
you
like
get
it's
him?
easy,
Did you get the
easy
guy?
tracking.
Did you get him?
And we went right to the door. If they would have interviewed the suspect 30 minutes before, he'd have been in the room.
Yeah, we ended up getting him and we told the story again on the prior podcast, but Sergeant West, Detective Bureau, called down and we all talked about it, and we wanted to go to Deputy Gaston's funeral down in Mississippi. So he calls down and talks to the powers be down there, and they said, "You guys really want to come?" He said, "Yes." He said, "How many?" We said, 8 of us are coming down. And the deputies down in Mississippi said, "Let me call you back." A few minutes later, called back, said, "We got you all set up, man. They put us up in a resort. They had us 2 black SUVs sitting outside 24/7. Anything we want to go, anything we want to do. They fed us. They took us to all kind of different stuff, man. Of course, we was in the funeral with their black and whites. Was like the 3rd or 4th car in the funeral. It was behind.
Nice.
We're behind their main car. I mean, they treated us like royalty.
Awesome.
That's what it should.
That was that was my
Oh,
first
yeah.
dog. That was my first dog.
Good story.
It should way it should be, man.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Look out after each other.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was excellent work that night. All right, guys, we're 61 minutes into this. You got any last shout-outs? Any Data Boys?
Yeah, dog collars aren't good for kids. Let's not do that. We don't. Bourbon and Badges is not.
It's okay put them in the attic.
known-
Just don't put the dog collar
Don't
on.
store your kids in the attic.
Yeah, don't store them in the attic. If you do put the dog collar on, put some makeup on the neck like you would when you got hickeys when you're in high school. Cover it up.
Yes. Use common
Cover it up is
sense.
what he's saying.
Use common sense.
Just use common sense.
Use it on the low setting. There's a lot of choices there.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's true. There is a lot.
there's a lot of
Kept the
charges
old boy in
there.
the yard, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh man.
All right, guys, appreciate it, man. Be sure to drink responsibly. You know, we're drinking 125 proof bourbon here on the podcast, man, but we're all home and no one's driving anywhere. No one's going anywhere but to bed later tonight. So
I'm feeling it a little bit, boys. I'm telling you.
yeah, we're being very responsible, and be sure to if you got PTSD, if you feel like you got PTSD, reach out to somebody, reach out to one of us, man, reach out to one of your brothers, get some help.
And also, don't forget to check out Jerry Millwood's latest 3-part episode of The Strange and Unexplained Phenomenon of South Mountains, North Carolina. The title is A Horrifying Encounter with Feral People in Appalachia. There's a 3-parter. Part 1 was out last night. I think parts 2 and 3 are out tonight. So make sure you check old Jerry out and give him a like and subscribe. And while you're liking and subscribing stuff, like and subscribe to Bourbon and Badges.
Yeah.
Yeah, good answer.
Promote our shit.
Yeah, man, yeah. Treat it like it's our show. or
Hey,
something.
it's called cross promotion.
Cross promotion. Cross promotion.
Contrary to what you think, we don't use dog collars on kids.
Yeah.
Yes, we do not.
Just
Even though,
dogs.
even though we got a lot of dogs in the title, Dobie Dog and Hound Dog, we don't use dog collars.
Yep.
All right, Slow. Hit the music.
It's coming, man. It's coming.
Jeez.
Jeez,
On that
pushing
slow progression forward.
guy. Shake some
Slow
papers, do something.
ride.
Oh, yeah, just like Hound Dog said, be sure to like and subscribe. And let us know in the comments how you feel, what you want to hear, what you want to see. We'll try to find out and address any issues you got. Other than us, of course. We're not an issue.
And as always, let's drink about it.
Benchmark foolproof.
Not a daily drinker on Bourbon and Badges. A 6.
Extra strong.
Oh, sorry, Ron.
It's been a Studio 77 production.
The voice of the uncommon.
We are
Not a
the
daily
uncommon people.
We have a voice too, damn it.
Damn right.
You mean it's over? Well, shit.